Hello, I'm Brenda Burnette with the Florida Citrus Hall of Fame, and today we have Kelvin Hair, one of our Highwayman artists, who is here with us. We're at the Citrus Expo. So Kelvin, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I know every year you donate a beautiful painting to one of the raffle winners here for the Citrus Expo, and this is this year's. So I want to just talk a little bit about the history of, number one, how you got involved here with the Citrus Expo.
Okay, the way I got involved with the Citrus Expo is I went to, I don't know if you know the history of the Highwaymen.
I don't.
Okay, so I'll start there.
Perfect.
Okay, I'll give you the dime version, the not too in-depth version. So the Highwaymen were a group of black painters that was painting in Florida, and during the 50s and 60s was Jim Crow South. So you had separate water fountains, things like that. My dad was taught how to paint by a famous white artist. And being in the 50s and 60s, Jim Crow South, he couldn't get in a gallery or museum. Now this artist taught him how to paint slow and to paint the regular style because he was taught how to paint at a art school.
Okay.
My dad's mentor.
Who was the mentor?
Beanie Backers.
Oh, okay, I've heard of him, yes.
Okay. And then my dad realized that he couldn't get in a gallery or museum, so he couldn't get the type of money that Beanie was getting. So what he decided was, if I paint a lot faster, I'll lose some definition, but if I paint a lot faster and sell these paintings for a lot less, I can make just as much money.
On the volume.
Right, but I can't display in a museum, so I have to go on the road. So he starts selling at doctor's offices. Sometimes they would set up on the side of the road, sell at motels, things like that. And sales were so brisk because you have to remember, you have to put yourself in the times. Just like you put yourself in the times, you couldn't get in a gallery or museum. They didn't have inexpensive prints. They didn't have the technology back then.
Okay.
So you would go to a hotel room and they couldn't afford to pay $350 for a painting to put in all these rooms and hope nobody steals it. Doctor's offices were bare walls. So here's this kid coming and he's got these paintings for $25.
How old was he then?
When he first started selling, he started taking lessons at 15.
Okay.
And he started selling, he was selling all during high school. So he really started probably going on the road at like 19, 20.
And what was his name?
Alfred Hair.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And he's considered the driving force behind the Highwaymen.
That is so cool.
And so with that being said, with me being connected to the Highwaymen, I was also good friends with Al Black. Al Black is the #1 salesman.
Okay.
Well, we went to Southern Gardens selling paintings one day.
Okay. This is Southern Garden Citrus?
I don't know
Southern
if there's
Garden.
Southern Garden Citrus. They said they were going to get in the citrus business, but when we went, they would sell juice to other companies. Like they would sell juice to Tropicana, this and that,
Okay.
To different companies.
Right.
They didn't actually have their own brand.
Got it.
You
Yes.
get what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at least that's the way that I heard it to be. And we went there and we sold a lot of paintings. I went in there and took some pictures. And then one of the gentlemen there, he's going to be so upset with me, I can't remember his name. He introduced me to one of the guys that was very influential with Gulf Citrus.
Okay.
So I got involved with them and started painting some stuff for them. And then he got me involved in this ag show. So
Okay.
that's how I started.
That was when we were
with
down in Fort Myers.
Yes,
that's where I remember
ever
meeting you
since
the first
Fort Myers.
time. Right.
Yeah. So that's how I really got involved with this. And what also facilitated it was the citrus paintings. Highwaymen are known for poincianas.
Right.
And my biggest sellers are poincianas and citrus. You wouldn't think so, but what you have to remember is the people that are collecting paintings nowadays,
Right.
they've gotten in like mid 40s and above, and their memories are citrus groves. Even if they weren't involved directly in the citrus industry, when they see a grove, it brings back their childhood memories, and they want that,
I remember throwing tangerines in a grove at somebody,
Yeah, I remember those days. I remember traveling on the road as far as you could see, and there'd be citrus groves everywhere.
Yeah, it was beautiful when the blossoms were out, and you just
Yep.
the smell of
And
orange
the
blossoms
smell,
were beautiful.
yep.
Yes. Now, did you travel with your dad a lot then when he was on the road
My
or
dad
not?
passed away when I was 5.
Oh gosh, I had no idea.
Yeah, yeah.
So how did you learn how to paint then?
By some of the guys that he helped or influenced,
Uh-huh.
some of the other highwayman guys, but I wasn't formally trained. You know, I just learned from a few guys, and we'd be painting together, and they'd basically say, "Follow me, boy, do what I do." You know,
Right.
so I'd be painting, and I'd be looking, and trying to do what they did.
Now, how many are there now?
Well, there's only 26 originals
Okay.
that was inducted into the Artist Hall of Fame.
This is the Florida Artist Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Okay.
And there may be, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, 3 to 4 still living and painting, if that. The rest of them, unfortunately, have passed away.
Right.
And then you have a new group coming up, which there are second generations, which is considered a son or daughter.
Right.
Then you have a legacy, which is someone that took extensive lessons from an original. Not just one lesson, but extensive lessons. And then you have another category they call, which is highwaymen like, which is people that just like the style,
Okay.
and they paint in that style.
Okay. Now, what are you considered?
I'm considered second generation
Second generation.
because I am the son of
The son
an
of
original.
Alfred. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting, I'll
Yeah.
tell you. So, and I appreciate you doing this for us every year. I mean, the money goes to a good cause, so we really appreciate you being with us. So, is there anything at all you want to make sure we know about the Highwaymen that we haven't talked about?
There is a documentary that should be coming out real soon, a new one. There was already 3 done. There's
Oh, wow.
probably about 20 books written. I normally carry the ones that were written by Gary, but there's about 20 books written, 3 documentaries done, but there's a new one that's being done real well. And there were 2 failed attempts at a movie, and there's another attempt being done now. So hopefully this won't fail.
That's exciting, though. And I saw you carry a lot of the books. Now, when you're not here, where are you displaying at? What are the shows?
Normally, I don't do shows like this. I just enjoy doing this Citrus show.
Right.
But normally I do shows that the highwaymen only are invited to, because when people come to a highwayman show, they automatically know that they're going to have
What
to
it
pay
is.
a little bit, and they know what it is, and they follow the highwaymen. Those are normally the shows that I do.
Okay. And how does one learn about those? Is there a website dedicated to that? You can go
There
and say
should
shows
be,
coming up?
but it's not. You have to maybe be friends on Facebook with someone that's affiliated, or you could try and Google it, but there's no central hub to where you can just find all the shows.
And let me ask you this, if I saw one, I mean, how would I know it was a highwayman painting, a real one, versus like a highwayman-like one?
Well, you have to do your research.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of times you want to go to someone that's reputable.
Okay.
Because there have been some fakes of originals. There have been some people that have bought highwaymen-like from unscrupulous people that won't tell you that they're highwaymen-like. Like
Right.
if you look on any of my signs, my posters, anything by me, it'll say second generation highwayman.
Okay.
Nothing I have will say original. You know, those guys did what they did, and the best way we can honor them is by not trying to steal their glory, because if it wasn't for what my dad did, my paintings wouldn't be selling like they are. And it would be disrespectful for me to even let someone think that I'm original. And I let them all know, you know, I'm second generation, I'm Kelvin Hair's son.
Right. And do you have a lot of his paintings?
I have a few, yes, at my house, yes.
So that must have been tough to lose him at 5, because then you really wouldn't have had a lot, you know.
Yeah, I didn't have any. I had to acquire all of his paintings later.
You did? Wow.
Yeah.
And how'd you track them down?
Well, no, I just would pick them up from here or there, buy them. I
Okay.
used to have an art gallery.
Oh, okay.
Too, yeah.
Where was your art gallery?
My art gallery was in Fort Pierce.
Okay.
Then I moved away, and then I recently moved back.
Are you back in Fort Pierce?
Well, it's St. Lucie County.
St. Lucie County, okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So 'cause I'm in Vero, so that's nice.
Yeah, so we're
All right.
neighbors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And again, thank you for the donation of the painting, not to us, to the Citrus Expo.
Yes,
of course.
absolutely.
And I'll definitely be on Facebook and follow you on there.
All right, thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
Thanks. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.